Oh, it's so cute. Oh, little kitty stretches.
The area is just really special to me because my granddad grew up here in Bakersfield, Missouri. You can just see how this storm ripped across this entire area. It was thrown out of the actual cemetery area, torn up out of the ground, and landed here on the side of the road. A lot of people thought they were safe because they get warnings so often in this area. Nobody expected for one to actually touch down. I woke up today in beautiful Arkansas, and I stayed by a lake that is known by a lot of locals for angler fishing. I want to show you guys my view because I woke up to this beautiful scene outside. I shared with you guys in my last video with the tornado warning, which I have that linked above for you guys, that my grandma's cousins were affected. They had a tornado touchdown in Bakersfield, and their home, barn, and all their outbuildings were destroyed. Even though they're safe, that whole community was really devastated. 3 people lost their lives. A lot of people lost their homes. I just feel that this is something that's really impactful to myself personally, and so I want to be able to share that with you. But I don't want to get in the way at all, and I want to make sure that I'm being sensitive to all the people that were affected. So thanks for following along, but that's going to be this week's adventure. I'm making some oatmeal so I can take this on my drive this morning, and I just like to get my day started right with a little bit of protein. I'm out of pumpkin seeds after this. Maybe I have enough for one more. And then I need to get some more fruit. I don't have any fruit to put in there. Only vegetables I have left at this point is okra and peas. And my mom would die. She hates both of those so much.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, little kitty stretches. Yeah, I would say this spot is pretty popular with the local boys and their trucks. Just got here to grab some trash bags. I've never seen a Family Dollar and Dollar Tree in one. Got my trash bags, good to go. Well, hello there. Can I get in my seat, please? Always gotta fill up with gas. It's just the story of life on the road. Always gotta take out the trash.
I also want to give a big thank you and a shout out to one of my subscribers in Patreon. After my last video, just kind of showing like gas and traveling, he actually sent me a Venmo for the full amount of gas that I showed in my video. And that was so kind and unexpected. So thank you, Michael. All right, we are back on the road, got gas, dumped trash, used the bathroom, and now we're headed to a little spot in Arkansas. So this right here is the house that my grandma grew up in. It's the old giraffe style, and I got to see this when I came out last summer in May. Right now there's some renters in it. They gave us permission to come up on the property, but it's just a beautiful home. So my great grandma lived here along with my grandma and her family. But this was the property that they grew up on, and it just overlooks this beautiful valley right down here. So getting to see the little church that my grandma grew up in was so cool, because not only is it just a beautiful building with a lot of history, but seeing how small it was, oh my goodness, as a kid, you could not make any noise. You would immediately be in so much trouble. Like, there was no way to hide anything in there. So I love getting to see all the wooden pews. It was really fun to see the outdoor outhouses. They have a men's on one corner in the field outside and a women's outhouse on the opposite corner, which I just thought was really cool. And it's fun to see those stories come to life. So this tombstone was for Thomas Schrabel, 1823, 1866, bushwhacked after the Civil War, first grave in this cemetery. And the story is that Thomas was in a field with his wagon and horses, and he saw some bushwhackers coming across. So he quickly untied a horse and climbed up into one of the trees around here. But his horse ended up following him. And so that's how the bushwhackers found him, and he was murdered. This is the cemetery where he is buried, and it was the start of the family cemetery here. So many generations of family are buried here. And just a reminder of how many families work so hard just to build this community. And what's crazy is I still have so much family that all lives here. Like, I had no idea that there were this many family members that still lived out here and owned a lot of the land. So that's why it's just been extra close to my heart on everything that's been going on. And just having got to see it all last summer, it just looks so different now. And thankful I was able to see that in May of last year. A frame of the trailer is right over here. This is what's left of the trailer that used to be here. You can just see how the storm ripped across this entire area. All the debris that's left. A lot of people thought they were safe because they get warnings so often in this area. Nobody expected for one to actually touch down to the magnitude and create just all of this destruction. This tree just has metal wrapped around the branches. Just to show you the size of the roots of this tree, it was thrown out of the actual cemetery area, torn up out of the ground, and landed here on the side of the road. This area here of all the dirt is where the tree was uprooted, and it was thrown all the way across over here onto the side of the road. The fencing in front of this cemetery was completely torn out, and one of the headstones was turned over. It's been uprighted now, but it just goes to show the damage and destruction and the vastness, the power of the winds and the storm. In the heart of Bakersfield, Missouri, a community known for its hardworking people, a deadly tornado tore through this small, tight-knit town. It claimed 3 lives and left destruction in its wake. Homes, buildings, vehicles, and entire lives forever changed. This town isn't just a place on a map. This is my kin, my family. Generations of hardworking souls have lived here, farming and ranching land that's been passed down from great-grandparents to grandparents to parents and now to their children. Many of these families had no tornado insurance, just their hands, their land, and their faith in each other. This was the first time a tornado touched down in the heart of this community. But when it came with ferocity. Roofs torn off, trailers ripped apart, debris scattered in trees, homes crushed to the ground. Some areas were left so devastated it was as if they had never existed at all. Trees were uprooted and thrown across fields, tombstones tilted sideways, and metal was wrapped around tree trunks. But amidst the heartache, the strength of this community has shown through. Neighbors have come together, offering support in ways that only a small town can. Churches provided food and water, and FEMA set up a station in the schoolyard. A disaster relief fund was set up through the local church, where they've already raised $28,000 that will be given out to the families directly affected by this disaster. The people here are rising, not just to rebuild their homes, but to rebuild their spirits. It's moments like these that give me hope. Hope that they still have what truly matters, their connection to each other. Prayers are needed for this community. Prayers for the families who lost loved ones. Prayers for the town of Bakersfield, Missouri, and for all of those affected by the storm. Sometimes small communities like this one don't receive the same recognition in the news as bigger areas, but even though Bakersfield is small, its impact has been widespread. Personally, this tragedy hits me harder than most. My grandparents are from this area. I've heard the stories of how they grew up here. I have family still living here, and I've seen their homes, barns, and outbuildings destroyed. My heart aches for them. I wish I could rewind the clock, back to when my grandma was playing in the creek and catching snapping turtles, and my granddad was fishing and racing his car, doing donuts around the town water pump. Those were the slow days of life before the storms came. This is a community that I love. The road ahead will be tough, but I have faith that they will find the strength to rebuild and heal together. The area is just really special to me because my granddad grew up here in Bakersfield, Missouri, and this little area right here in the middle of town, there used to be a town water pump, and my granddad would come with his fast car and handsome black dark hair, like my grandma always tells the story, and they would do donuts around that water pump. So I love hearing those stories because it's just part of my roots and heritage. I'm so sad that my time in Arkansas has come to an end, and I really don't want to leave here, but I have to get going and finish this coast-to-coast adventure. I will be giving back 100% of the proceeds of this video directly to the residents affected by this storm here in Bakersfield, Missouri. So that means you guys need to like, comment, and forward this video to as many people as possible, because every view is money back into this community. I just love knowing that it's going here to the people that actually need it. And as we say in Arkansas, they're my kinfolk, so it means a lot to me. If you personally want to give, I will include in the description the P.O. Box number for the church who's organizing the Disaster Relief Fund, as well as my Venmo. So if you want to do that online, anything you send is going directly back to that organization. Thanks for following along. If you haven't subscribed, click on that button now. And until the next adventure, I'll see you next Thursday.